My name is Partha Das. I work for oil and gas company, which is around 14,000. We have 14,000 employees. I have been using automation anywhere for close to 7 years now. So when we started, it was all mutual funds statements that we used to automate, and then I switched to a financial company. So we had a lot of back-end data that we had to, lot of monotonous work, rule-based work that we had to automate, especially in regulating report. And then I started working for this oil and gas company. So there we are more focused on finance, procurement, IT, legal, and also refining. Most of the redundant work, like I have seen business users who have been doing the same kind of work for 20 years and they are so experienced, I felt that they can be utilized in a better way. So I wanted to automate things for them. So rule-based work and also document extraction, the data extracted from different purchase orders, for example. So I was trying to automate that because in oil and gas, you get a lot of invoices, purchase orders that we have to pay out to different vendors or contractors. So I see a lot of potential there. There is definitely room for improvement. We always look for enhancement. So when you talk to business, we always ask, like, do we have to do this the same way, the way you are doing? Is there a room for improvement? Can you use APIs instead of doing the same clicks or navigation? Because I feel that automation is important, but if you can make it better, we should always go for it. So some use cases, maybe 20 to 30%. If you ask the proper questions to the business stakeholders or if they give the right point of contact, can be made better. So we see some differences, but most of the time we automate the same thing that they have been doing manually. Yes, I think HR, we have a lot of potential because we do not, like, if you want to look for some documentation regarding your work travel, I'm on a visa and I want to travel outside. If I want to look for documentation, there is none. So I think instead of going to the HR folks and asking questions, we can automate. Like I have seen Gen AI being showcased today. So I think there is tremendous potential in the HR and finance areas. Document automation is something that I really like. Because extracting data and then putting it on different ERP systems was not easy. I have used 3-4 use cases which I have used using document automation, and also the recorder objects or the object cloning that used to be called in the earlier version, like screen scraping or reading mainframe screens. So those kind of features I have really liked. Gen AI, I think we have to first do some POCs in our organization. Right now, it's not there. We have a different data science team who works on some other stuff similar to this. But Gen AI haven't been used, but I've been talking to my leader and I want to implement that and do some small POCs before taking it out at the mass level. When there is a version upgrade on different applications, for example, we use SAP a lot, I feel the compatibility issues can be better resolved. Right now, like every different financial team is using version 5 or version 6, but Automation Anywhere recommends us to do only version 6 because it is more compatible. I think compatibility is something with the different applications that can be handled better by Automation Anywhere. It's been easier with the Automation Anywhere 360. So with the previous employer that I was with, we are using Automation V11, which was a little tricky at times, but Automation A360 is a lot more interactive. So we have different business functions within our organization that are from the business background. So it takes time for them. Like some of the use cases they have been doing, it took like almost 2 months. But if a developer would have worked for it, he or she would have maybe done it in 3-4 weeks. But we want them, even though it takes time, we want them to learn it, and they are learning it and implementing it. So that's the best thing about bringing it, like enabling the business users to use Automation Anywhere. About a month or so. Like they are very interactive. So far, my experience with my employer or my co-workers has been very good. I am in the COE team, so we try to enable the different functions that we have. We have refining, we have finance, we have HR, IT teams. So we enable them, and they are really using it. So on an average, I would say 1 month or so to train them and build their use cases. But to put it in production, add maybe another month or so. Haven't used, we have got a few licenses we have to use, but we are talking to Automation Anywhere to give us some trial licenses before we start using them. Right now we have SAP, ServiceNow. We used to have PeopleSoft, that was it was integrated earlier, and we also use SAP interacts with a service called WindShuttle. So we have those kind of applications being integrated with Automation Anywhere. And now we are using APIs as well. With documents, we have got around 70 to 80% accuracy. It has been mostly working on purchase orders. So as I said, I want to implement them in the finance area also. So in our area, we have different other competitors. So we're just trying to see which one is the most efficient one. But otherwise, we did not have any issues. The only thing is when there is a version upgrade, we have to make the code changes again or redo it. Oh yes, of course. Yes, of course. So with my previous employer, we are able to get $1.3 million in cost avoidance within a span of 2 years. So that is the goal with my current employer as well. We are still in the enabling phase of the COE. So I think next year we'll see large scale automations being done. So that's our goal and roadmap. We had Power Automate also, but we do not use at enterprise level. But we do have 2 use cases in Power Automate as well. We do have a different team who uses Power Automate, but as I said, they do not have a COE, or they do not those are for private automation, personal automations, not at an enterprise level. Straight to Automation Anywhere. I did few POCs on UiPaths, but I think I did not like it as much because depending on the use cases that we had at that phase, I thought Automation Anywhere is a better fit for what we have done. I have used it in 3 different organizations as a contractor, as a consultant, and now as full-time employee also. Deployment is pretty easier. The testing takes time, and to migrate bots from a version, like if we moved from V11 to the cloud version of A360, that had not been easy. We learned it the hard way, but once we were on A360, a lot of the infrastructure issues that we had on the on-prem version had been taken out. So it's mostly bots that we deal with now. If any issues, it's mostly technical challenges, not infrastructure related changes, because I feel the cloud version is a lot better to use than the on-prem version. Yes, it does, especially with the GUI interactions that we have. The way it is developed also matters. So we try to do the best practices, like not using the URL names and instead use wildcards. So it needs maintenance. So that's why we try to see if we have ways to make API calls instead and get the data from there. Like we have working on a POC right now where we have to go to third-party websites and get the data, and they told us that they can build us a API, and that will be more. I mean, from a maintainability perspective, I think APIs work way more better than GUI interactions. Tech support has been great. Like we are premium members, so our CSM is very nice. Like if something we raise, that within the same day or maybe the next day it gets resolved. I would say 9. It's good to scale. Depends again how you start the design phase. So it's very important to start the designing and keeping in mind that there is an opportunity for scaling it up. So it's easy to scale once you do the right way. 10.